Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are diving into a fresh new dish on the Solana blockchain, a way to play and earn all packaged in a handheld device. We've got a special guest joining us, Jay, Chief Player Officer at PlaySolana. Jay is here to walk us through the PSG1, a nostalgic way of blending handheld gaming with the power of the Solana blockchain. From pioneering decentralized gaming to creating a new player experience, Play Solana is cooking up a recipe for success. So, welcome, Jay. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here in the kitchen, always cooking. And yeah, let's talk about Web3 gaming, Play Solana, and yeah, this amazing ecosystem that we are part of.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So usually we start these off with getting to know the chefs behind the scenes. So would love to learn a little bit more about you and your role as Chief Player Officer at Play Solana. What is that role like, and how'd you end up there?
Yeah, so I joined Solana ecosystem around 2021 and been involved in different gaming projects on the Solana ecosystem. Helped a lot of projects with marketing. Co-founded FOMO, which is a digital and physical magazine on the Solana blockchain. We report a lot of different projects. We have some sick front covers that everyone knows us for. And then in 2023, I met my other two co-founders for Play Solana. They are both into hardware. They have a PhD in computer science and cybersecurity. And yeah, we saw an opportunity and we saw a gap in the market. Most of these Web3 games are mostly played in phones that are not really designed to give the user the prime gaming experience. Most of us, like, I don't play games on my phone. I probably installed it waiting for my dentist or in an appointment where I need to do some time, and I never play them again. Then we have the Web3 component that is not really integrated into these phones. Like if you want to play a game on a phone, you probably need, if it's a Web3 game, you probably need to jump from 3 windows to accept, authorize your wallet, connect it, then jump into the game again, make sure it's connected, then put in your user ID and stuff like that, or an email on top of that, do these all extra steps. And yeah, building a gaming device just made sense for us because it kills all the friction for the users and make it so much more a great experience in gaming overall.
Yeah, okay, that's awesome. I think Celine mentioned, so your co-founders are, you said one is a computer science PhD and another is a cybersecurity PhD as well?
Yeah, so they both have experience in the market for like over 20 years in terms of building physical devices and integrating them. Like for them, integrating them into Web3 was a no-brainer because they've been in Web3 for a long time. They have also a project on Solana.
Okay.
Yeah. As a player officer, I'm at the wheel. Like I did most of the partnerships. I designed the device with one of our designers. I've been testing different gaming devices, like old ones, new ones. Like I've been a gamer all my life. I love gaming. That's why I got into crypto and NFTs. Like I felt this friction of having my nephews and my younger brother playing Fortnite, and I didn't really understand how it worked. And I was like, I'm feeling that gap where I don't really understand the younger generation. So I'm just going to try to play this and learn how to build and see if I'm a boomer or not. And then, then from there, like I understood that I paid for the first battle pass, which gets you these free skins and stuff like that. And then you start earning more skins. And the best skins, you need to pay for them. And by paying for them, you look better on the map. And I just wanted to look cool. And I didn't really have the skills, but yeah, I had all the skins. And then that's how I got into NFTs. And I entered crypto mostly, and I learned most about it because of NFTs and because of games itself. So
Yeah, no, I that resonates with me a lot. I think I've probably spent into the thousands on Call of Duty skins. Like,
Wild.
yeah, I buy a lot, and it makes sense, right? Because it.
I play COD.
Say that again.
I play COD too.
You play COD as well. All right, I'm gonna have to get your. We'll link up after this for sure. Yeah, I play a lot of Warzone. I got to do BO6 as well, so it's good. But it makes sense to me because with skins, like you can't trade them. So sometimes, like with Fortnite too, I bought skins and like I just won't play Fortnite for sometimes years at a time, and it'd be really great if I could sell the skin in the meantime or whatever, right? But you don't have ownership of those assets, so the kind of it makes sense that the NFTs kind of solve this, and the blockchain kind of solves this as well. We're going to touch on this later, but it makes a lot of sense to me as to your journey from NFTs into it.
Cool. Sorry for jumping in, but it's just like a team that I really like, and just get too excited.
We love it. No, please, like it's great. We have a structure, but it's all very loose. I did want to ask. So outside of you and your co-founders, what else, who else is on your team? What does your team look like as far as who's?
So we have 2 VX designers that are designing the device itself. Then we have an hardware designer which develops like motherboards and all the chips that go into an hardware device. They all need to connect. Then we have different hardware and firmware. 2 team members on each of these teams, firmware and hardware, and they make sure that the device is compatible to European standards, then US standards. So make sure that the chips are not like they need to meet the standards, and then the battery cannot eat up to a point. Like there is all these security issues that they really need to touch on. So it make like it's sure that the device is safe and doesn't blow up basically. An important part.
Yeah, I can't imagine not having a strong support system when building something like this. So it sounds like you have everything you need, which is amazing.
Like one thing that we kind of got into was a lot of people like talking about these Alibaba Instagram pages that you see now that let you play like retro gaming stuff, and they cost like $60 or $80, and like our device, like as a wallet integrated touch LCD, which these devices don't have. You can play Web3 gaming. They have powerful CPUs and microchips that make sure like the experience is the best that you can get on a Web3 gaming device, probably more powerful than a phone itself. So we definitely building our device from the ground up, totally from scratch, designed by us, and assembled by us. We have a supply chain in China. One of my co-founders lived there for like 6 years. So not really what some people are saying on the.
Yeah. I mean, people chirp, man, but you guys know what you're doing, so that I think that's all that matters. And I wanted to touch on. I think you mentioned earlier, like mobile. Some people, Celine likes gaming on mobile. She plays League on mobile. I can't do it. I need a joystick. I game on PC, but I have an Xbox controller. Like I need the dexterity of my thumbs. So it makes a lot of sense to have a conscientiously designed device that's made specifically for gaming. Although, I can't knock mobile games. They're fun. I noticed you have some tattoos. I can't get a tattoo without playing Doodle Jump, which is very weird. But for some reason, Doodle Jump takes my mind off of the pain. Like when I have like a sleep. And I've had the misfortune of my phone being dead for like maybe 1 or 2 of my tattoos, and it always hurts way more. But otherwise, I'm usually just like mindlessly doodle jumping throughout like whatever session. So that's probably the only time I'm playing mobile games. So
I got my tattoos when I was like 22. 10 years have passed. I don't really have the courage to do it anymore.
Dude, yeah, same. I think I got my last one, I was 25 in Barcelona, not Portugal. Never mind. I visited Portugal during the same trip, but I got it in Barcelona. And that was 7.
Accent there.
Barcelona.
I went to Barcelona like 15 times. It's one of my favorite cities in Europe.
Actually. Oh, dude, it's fire! Everything, the food, the architecture. I'm a bit of a European maxi. I live in the States, so shout out to you. Yeah. So no, I mentioned, yeah. So Celine plays League. You mentioned you might be a little bit of a boomer. I might be as well because I grew up in the trenches of Halo. I had all the Halos, including the first one with the green Halo Edition Xbox. And my brother, funnily enough, who was also in Web3, I got him into Web3 with the gift of a domain. So some synchronicities here of his gamer tag. So gaming is near and dear to my heart, and it sounds like you've had experience with gaming from when you were young as well. What are some of your top games as far as like traditional and then Web3?
Yeah, so I start by playing like PlayStation 1, and even before that, I think Sega Saturn. And
Okay, yeah.
my top game, and I keep saying this, and I get so many, like I made a post about this on Twitter a time ago, and it went kind of viral because so many people identified with me, which was crazy. I thought I was like a bit of a nerd, but I played Metal Gear Solid a lot.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
No?
I played it. I didn't get into it, but okay.
Yeah. I was completely addicted because like he was a spy and he was like doing all these stuff, but also
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Like I played football for many years, so FIFA as well, Pro Evolution Soccer.
Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, FIFA's the shit for sure. I don't usually curse on here. I'm feeling a little edgy. Yeah, FIFA's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Yeah, I got you. Metal Gear Solid. That's the one with Snake, right? That's his name.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am old enough to remember being able to rent video games, and I'm pretty sure I rented it at some point from a Blockbuster. Yeah. It's a cool game.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, which is like 50 years old now, he used to crack our PlayStations, and we just
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I had a buddy who used to do the same thing. I kind of like laws and shit, so I never did that. But that's
I want to get it. Oh,
I-
go for it.
No, I didn't understand how cracking a PlayStation or a computer at the time worked. I didn't even understand we were doing like something illegal. But
yeah. Dude, no, yeah, I'm just lame. I mean, it's like barely a law, whatever. Just kidding. That's what those you mentioned, those like Instagram ads. That's what those are, right? They're cracked. They basically have like all the emulators preloaded.
Yeah, they are an emulator basically and you can play loads of different games with it. It's actually cool. My son is playing like Dragon Ball and stuff, which I
Oh no
used to
way!
play as a kid. It's
That's
cool.
actually, yeah.
But it's retro gaming. It's not doesn't really solve our problem with Web3 gaming. So that's
correct.
our move.
Yeah. That's what I want to get into, the juicy stuff here, and really the PSG one. And we've spoken a little bit about the games and what you're envisioning and the team for this. But for those of the listeners perhaps that don't exactly know what this is, and I alluded to this in the beginning of the podcast as well, it's like it has a very Game Boy inspired retro feel, which I think, besides being powered by Solana, really this is what makes it stand out to me. And I guess, speaking of the age that you guys like to mention so much, it's really fitting to have something nostalgic and retro there. But I want to give you the opportunity to maybe just like describe exactly what it is, this gaming console, Web3 empowered, as opposed to me putting these words in your mouth. Would you mind giving us a quick description of the PSG one?
Yeah, for sure. So, like, for many of us, if I give you probably a remote right now, you probably know what to do with it, right? We just grew up playing games, and we understand like PlayStation, Game Boy. We probably had all of them. I don't know how old are you, Celine, but probably you play the Game Boy as well. So I played all the Game Boys and also PlayStation Portable. And if you give me one right now, I just know how to turn it on, play. So we wanted to do that with PSG1. We wanted to give people something that they already know how to use. The only difference is it's a Web3 gaming device. So hardware wallet built in. PSG1 is a Android mobile-like device. So the operating system is just like an Android. We will have an app store as well. People can just download different games, have their wallet there, integrated in the device itself with an hardware component. So it's all your assets are safe. There is no way someone can steal your assets or take your tokens. then smoothly give a seamless experience to the user by just collecting your tokens in play-to-earn games, which we are integrating with. We will have our own token that you can just play the games and get paid for, and then store them in your wallet. Use Jupiter, use Magic Eden to buy some NFTs. Do all of that inside the gaming device seamlessly. And the reason for that, and why we are so bullish and we are so passionate to do the PSG1, is back in the day, like I said, we all learn how to play these games. And if I give you right now a controller, you know how to do it, right? So we are onboarding the kids of today as experts in Web3 of tomorrow, you know. So all of them will learn how to use Jupiter, Magic Eden, all these NFT marketplaces, DeFi apps, and all this stuff, and collect their tokens and get rewarded. And basically, you will look at the kids that my kid will start playing on PSG1. My co-founders have kids, their kids will play as well. Fast forward 10 years, they are 15, 16, 17, 18. They already know what's Web3, right? They already know how to use it.
Mhm.
There's going to be no friction, and they will be onboarded to Solana. And that's our goal. It's to onboard the next generation of gamers and Web3 users. So let's go.
Yeah. Yay.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's funny because I think you basically answered my next question, but let me ask anyway. So I saw mention, I think it was on your Twitter, that PlaySolana is your gateway to the Web3 gaming revolution, and it sounds like that's what the Web3 gaming revolution means to you. The question was going to be, what does the Web3 revolution mean to you, or gaming revolution mean to you? But it sounds like you want to onboard the next era of gamers, not only gamers, but next era of Web3 and George as well. You're kind of giving them Web3 without realizing they're getting Web3. It's all the technology and nothing else. Is that kind of, am I on the right track there?
Yeah. They will learn everything about Web3, and then it's not only like kids or the next generation of people using Web3, but also like the Web3 user right now. Like the gaming scene in Web3 is a bit all over the place. Like there is not really a concentrated mechanism entity to focus on gaming, and especially on Solana. So we want to be that entity. We want to support all these games that don't really have a platform to distribute their games.
Yes.
And that's how we want to support all the games out there, focus on empowering these games and get them users, and get a place where people can learn about games and know how to farm, earn, play, evolve their characters, trade NFTs, like you said, with the skins. We want to do that as well. Marketplace for different assets, for in-game assets, and also touch on the already big gaming market, Web 2. Let's call it Web 2. People that are not into Web 3, and they are curious to learn and to earn. But because I played so many hours Fortnite, I played so many hours Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, all these games, and I never got paid, or I never earned anything, or I don't own anything. If I lose my account access tomorrow, I lose all the skins, I lose all that money. So
yes,
something that we want to empower users with by giving them ownership of their assets.
Yeah. Okay. That's amazing, man. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. That sounds like a goal to have for sure. I wanted to ask, because you mentioned Solana a lot. It almost sounds like you gravitated towards Solana naturally. But as a dev, I play games, but I don't often build them. So I'm curious to know, in your opinion, what sets Solana apart for building something like the PSG1?
Yeah. For me, I'm not a dev.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
I'm not really a technical person, but from what I hear and what I see is like it's easier to build on Solana. Transactions are cheaper, transactions are faster. And we have a lot of users on Solana. I'm here since 2021. I never left. I love the ecosystem. It was so friendly and easy to use. Back in the day, I was in Ethereum and other chains too. And it was so difficult to get a whitelist or to get into an NFT project, and it was so expensive. And every time I was trying to do a transaction, I paid like my office rent. Every time I was doing a transaction, I was just like, "This is crazy." It needs to be needs to be a place where it's easier and cheaper. And then when I found out about Solana, and I was just trading every day back and forth, and there was like no $200 fee. It was like cents. I barely noted, and I was like, "This is crypto. Like this is stuff that I need to use. And I just stuck with it. Through the course of the years, more and more devs kept coming, and every time I was meeting someone that coming over from Ethereum or Polygon, it was so much easier. And then because we have so many users on Solana, like it's so much faster to get the feedback from the users itself. And then with that feedback, you can iterate your product to the latest version, right? That's where you want to get the prime version of your product, so you can onboard as many users as possible and eliminate that friction. So I think that's why Solana wins, and community for sure. And
yeah, I was also on Ethereum. I remember you used to, when you wanted to swipe something that was like on the floor, you had to $200-300 in gas. You'd have to crank that up on MetaMask. Similarly, sometimes like the mint cost of an NFT would be less than what you paid in gas, and like, oh, it was such a mess. And then the breath of fresh air when trying Solana for the first time was beautiful, so beautiful. And even my brother, who I mentioned earlier, like we both had the same experience of like trying to transfer Solana from Coinbase to Phantom. And like before I was like, hey, check your wallet. Before I finished the sentence, it was already there. And I remember what it used to take with Ethereum. Like you have to wait a long time. Like, oh, did it hit my wallet? Yeah, did it hit my wallet? So yeah, the UX definitely makes a lot of sense. The speed, the cost. It's
Shout out to Phantom. Like they really onboarded me like this. It was
same dude. Yeah. Shout outs.
Like MetaMask was so old. I was like, how is this the future of finance? How is this supposed to onboard millions of people if it's just like totally broken? It's like,
I mean, listen, we love our friends on Ethereum, but we'll wait for them to see the light. They'll come soon.
Chain agnostic, like Ethereum had some great stuff. Like they were the pioneers, like getting those headlines with Bored Apes and all the other stuff happening in Ethereum, the first meme coins and stuff like that. But the things evolve, people move to better things, and Solana is better. So
Solana is better.
It is. If you are not a maxi and you are open to try new things, you will just realize it. It's no brainer.
100%.
Yeah. One thing you mentioned there as well was about the community and how we are, I guess, degens at heart on Solana, and we're eager to try products and test them out. And I think this is where I'm going to extend a congratulations for your pre-orders. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first pre-order basically sold out before the next wave even opened up. And I think this resonates with the excitement of the ecosystem for this project or this device that you're building. And making money. But what I really like about it is the accessibility for both builders and gamers. And now I'm going to go back to that discussion that we had a little earlier about these juggernauts, iOS and Samsung, and making big bucks out of in-app purchases. And this is troubling for people that want to get user bases or try that out. And as we've seen with Solana Mobile, another device on Solana, is that to compete, you almost need to outcompete what iOS and Samsung do so well in their smoothness, hardware and software. And you were talking about how all of these things were very deliberate and intentional for you guys when designing it. Wondering if there's specific insights there that you can give us, where it's like, besides the wallet that you're built in and all of these things are so intentional, but perhaps about the hardware and why this device could perhaps compete or is competing.
Yeah, the for sure. Android and Apple, like they own these big monopolies, and every time you want to publish a game, you need to go through them, and is not really decentralized. I don't mean that we will be fully pre-installing every single game or every single app on Solana. Like we will try to be as open as possible. The hardware itself gives us restrictions in terms of like the quality of games that we can have there. Like something like Star Atlas, for example, it's a team that we already are in talks with. They are based here in Portugal, and we cannot have a game as big as Star Atlas on the device itself. But the most quality games and mobile games that we have on Solana will be onboarded to the device. And the fact that we eliminate the friction of that you have on devices that are not Web3 design, that are not direction to have Web3 and Web3 gaming. Just the fact that you also have the buttons and the joysticks and everything that we are doing is like we are not building a phone first. Like love Saga, Solana mobile team is goated, but it's a phone, right? I have my Saga here in my office as a hardware wallet. That's what I use it for. I just every time I get 1, 2, 3 extra Solanas, I just send it there. I stake it, and I'm keeping it for my kid. But I don't really use it as a phone because I have an iPhone, and yeah, I have an iPhone since iPhone 3, and that's what I use as a phone. But it was designed to be a phone, not a gaming device, right? We are designing something for people to play games and not to play Dragon Ball or all the other games that we talked here before that we are used to play. We are designing it to play Web3 games for people to play to earn, for people to understand the Web3 experience and start to explore the Web3 world if they are not here already. I think that's our most competitive advantage compared to Samsung or Apple. Obviously, we are not even like there's no comparison there. I hope they don't build a Web3 gaming device.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So yeah, we like as a gamer and as a Web3 maxi, I that's what I want to do. It's building a Web3 gaming device, and for degens and for people that want to be a degen and want to play games and want to earn, trade NFTs, use DeFi, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. So actually, on the topic of NFTs, I wanted to touch on the Player1 NFTs, which is your guys' collection. My understanding is that started off as sort of like a pre-order pass, and then they evolved into a PFP, which I believe can be used in the game as a character. And I thought this was a really creative way to not only go about the pre-orders, but you're also setting up that fundamental of Web3 gaming from the onset, which is owning your asset on chain. So I'm just curious to understand the creative process that went on behind the scenes for that.
Yeah. So when we launched the Twitter page, we already have contacts with the supply chain for building the PSG1. We were never expecting the amount of support and craziness that went into that Twitter page, right? We thought this is going to be a long process. We will build this. We have the experience to do it, but it's not going to happen overnight. Like people are not going to look at us as like, oh yes, you are great. Oh, this is amazing. But it happened. Like everyone went crazy. Our DMs went absolutely mad. I hired someone just to look at DMs and pinged us every time someone important or in the space reached out, and then it didn't stop. Like it was I said to my family, I'm gonna have a time off because I traveled this entire year. I never stopped working for a single day. I didn't have vacation, so I'm gonna have like 2-3 weeks of time off. And yeah, I'm gonna work a bit on this, and I'm gonna dedicate my time to PSG1 and play Solana and see how far we can take it. And yeah, our goal is to build a Web3 gaming company and support Solana as far as we can. And then yeah, I didn't stop. Like it just took all the living hours of my day, like nonstop. And yeah, it has been great. We decided to launch the Player1 because we had this so big support from the community, and we felt like we can foster a community right now. And our Discord is super active. Like every time I go there is like thousands of messages, just guys speculating on what game is gonna come next, what we are announcing, how many airdrops we having, and it was an ongoing thing. We sold like 1,300 NFTs through Ilio and Matrika. We created the first process where you could go to a website and just have the icon of your community, press it, and automatically go through Ilio Pay, and we can verify that you are a holder of a certain collection like Planosaurs, Mad Lads, Digot, etc., etc. And actually, Portals copied us like 2 weeks later. They did exactly the same process, which was great. Just prove that we could create a really good process, and love that. I love to be. I think being copied is like a compliment, not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. True that.
It means like, and from guys that are doing metaverse for so long, doing something from us, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we decided to allocate like 500 or 800 NFTs for Magic Eden public sale, and that sold out in 45 seconds. I think it didn't happen since 2021, which was also great. And then in our first day, we sold over 1,000 devices for PSG1. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
we are
Crazy.
at 2,000 devices now. We didn't. We only announced one small airdrop from Epic, which is a meme coin from a Roblox meme, and we have like 3 more coming. So yeah, that's alpha. So
Huge congratulations, dude. Seriously, that's some insane stats.
Yeah, that's no small feat. I remember the good old days of Magic Eden public sales selling out like that. May the NFT bull run return soon. Maybe you guys will be the catalyst.
yeah. 10 tabs open on Magic Eden.
Yeah. Oh my, the spinning, dude. The spin. Oh man. I mean,
the transaction didn't go through. All right.
no.
Yeah.
They used to pile up from the bottom sometimes. Yeah. Crazy days, fun times, the funnest times of my life, if you ask me. I wanted to ask, actually, speaking of Magic Eden, let's say I resonate with another PFP that is listed on Magic Eden. Is it as simple as just buying it and then swapping it out with the hardware wallet, or how does that work as far as the Player1 NFT goes?
So we opened the wave 1 for Player1 NFTs, and they have a discount of $100. The mint costs like $200. We gave Player1's $100 discount on our device, and basically people grabbed it, bought it, then bought the PSG1. Some people sold it and didn't buy the PSG1. That's fine. Right now, the discounted version is not going anymore. It's finished. You can only get it from our website. You don't need to hold a Player1 NFT. Player1 will be later. Like it's a pass for our token. We will have the play token, and the biggest amount of airdrop that you can get is by holding a Player1 NFT.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be like memes and other tokens that are going to airdrop to holders of Player1s or I guess device owners, and then if you also own a Player1, you get a higher allocation of these airdrops. Is that right? Okay,
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Higher allocation is for our own token.
For your own token. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I wanted to ask if you can give us a glimpse into everyone's favorite topic. I mean, you've kind of already done this, but in Solana NFTs, we love utility. So I'm curious if there's any other utility that the NFT holders can expect.
Yeah, so by being part of our community, we give the most amount of updates on our website. Our mods, devs, designers are there almost every day. We really chat to the community every day. Myself, I spend like 1-2 hours every day chatting in the public, the Player1 chat. I give updates every time I can, every time the team allows me to, because I always want to say the good stuff to people, but they always say, no, you cannot say this.
That problem too.
When the back end of the website is ready, you can tease it, you can say it, and I'm just, okay, you are the boss. All right. And then, so we have the quests right now. They are already live at PlaySolana.com. So if you have a Player1 NFT, you can just log in. It's a daily login, so you get XP. It's just like a game. So it's like a gamified way to Player1's collect XP. XP will be later translated into play, which will be our token. By doing these tasks, which is daily login, using your Player1 as an NFT, as a PFP on Twitter, retweet certain tweets that we may publish. All these different tasks will give you XP, holding a Player1, buying the PSG1, and all these XP will later translate into the token airdrop at TG. So that's the biggest utility we have right now. Also, your Player1 will be an in-game character, and you could upgrade him as well with different stuff that we will have down the line.
Oh, that's cool. It's exciting.
I know. And I know because I can see that you have a trouble keeping secrets as well when it comes to perhaps alpha. So I don't know if I should tempt you with this question, but I guess like we are besides the pre-installed game, we are anticipating to see quite a few of them on PSG1. I won't ask which, if you want to keep that a secret, but in like the month or two after launch or receiving the PSG1, how many games can we expect to see on it?
So we have a big influx of different I'll say studios, teams wanting to pre-install. Obviously, the amount of attention we have, we understand that some people want part of that attention to get users, and I totally respect the grind. We really want to support as many teams as possible, but our vision is to pre-install 5 to 10 AAA games, like really high quality games that users can, by playing these games quickly, if like I think at the point that you get your PSG1, it will be already paid for,
Yeah.
similar to what happened with Saga. But if not, and that's, we are not expecting a miracle, like we are not expecting thousands of dollars of airdrops. It's just coming. Like we know the inflow of people reaching out to airdrop stuff for our holders, it's really big. But we also want people to play games that will reward their users so fast that they will pay the device really quick by playing the games. So that's our goal. High quality games from studios that we already partner with. We already signed some letters and deals with. So we want to reward users by playing these games, and so we really want to have these high quality games. One of them I can tell you, BR1. We already we will have a version of BR1 there. Mini Arena. We will have our own game, which is a Pokemon style game based on the story of Solana. And you will be able to mint our token as well and get airdrops from our token by playing the game. That's our biggest, the biggest thing we have. It's what we're really pushing for. And then these high quality games that will provide users with tokens and ways to compensate them by playing the games.
I'm excited about the fact, number one, about these games that you've just dropped. Thank you for that. But number two, that there is some level of vetting these games of what you want to allow on your device's ecosystem, and that it's coupled with both quality and ensuring that the users are rewarded in these games. And it's true to your ethos of building a device for Web3 games. So congrats on that. I'm really excited to see what you guys will have to offer there.
Thank you. Don't get me wrong. People are allowed to install other games and play other games, and we want to empower these smaller game studios or gaming teams, and we want to give them a chance to be on the devices itself. It's just because by partnering with high quality games, and they already have dedicated teams that can design the game in a way that can fit our screen, can fit our display of buttons and all of that. It just allows a better user experience rather than a team that doesn't have a dedicated team to build a different version, because there needs to be tweaks for the gaming buttons that we have, for the size of the screen and all of that. And teams that build high quality games have these dedicated teams that are willing to put in that effort to build the game specifically to fit PSG1, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, actually, that is kind of related to my next question. If I remember the preview or the prototype correctly, there's a cartridge slot, right?
No,
there's no cartridge slot. Never mind.
Nah, that was just for the Magic Eden Mint. It was just
okay.
Was just like a prop, a render. One of our VX designers did it. We really liked it. We understand there's a bit of confusion thinking about cartridges, not like this. Because then you need to sell the cartridge and then having different games there, and it's just gonna.
I was like, so the question was like, how is that gonna work with your the Web3 games, and then can I play like Pokemon on the device too, or okay?
It's an Android mobile-like device, so you'll be able to download from the app stores and pre-install and install your games and just play them.
Got it. Okay. No cartridge slot. No cartridge slot. You heard it here.
Yeah, you heard it. Yeah.
We're clarifying some things. That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I love everything that you've shared so fast, but it's time to turn up the heat a little. It is the kitchen. And so we didn't tell you about this, but we have a little bit of a hot seat segment where we like to ask 3 spicy questions, answer at your own risk, and expect some rapid fire answers. It's only 3 of them and they're not that deep. Are you keen already?
All right.
Okay.
I mean, it's good now.
He's like readjusting in his seat, like, oh shit. Okay.
Let's go.
First question.
My sleeves up.
First question. What is the worst Web3 game you have seen?
Worst Web3 game. Damn. I don't know. I don't think I saw. We have like some games in my DMs I cannot disclose because will be like really bad for them. But there's just like games like I'm building this AAA game is gonna be the best, and then they send me a video that doesn't show any in-game playing, nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is this? Like, this is yeah, it is. No, it's just you have just an animal running in the videos. It's nothing like.
Okay,
if you are building a wonderful game, guys, don't reach out with terrible videos that don't have anything to do with gameplay, because that's
there's no in-game play. Like there's nothing. It's it's crazy. People are building these scams like, I don't know, trying to get money or something. I don't know.
Next one then. You did well. Very politically correct with that answer. So congrats. Is what is one feature or limitation of PlaySolana that you're just waiting for users to point out after launch?
One limitation. I think it will be the fact that doesn't have an eSIM space, so you can't really play in places that you don't have Wi-Fi unless the game is playable offline.
Is that something you're considering for a second iteration? I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the team is already considering that, but it's something that keeps getting in my mind. So
respect the honesty there. You thought about it. Yeah, you can't even be mad at that. The last one. If PlaySolana could steal one feature from a competitor, what would it be?
Remember, in the beginning, answer at your own risk. You can.
If we could steal something from a meme coin, definitely the market cap from one of them. The games. In terms of stealing, I don't really have one. I don't really see us competing with anyone right now because we are basically the only mobile gaming device on Solana. But and anything that we want to do and everything we want the device to be, because we are still designing and building it, we will do it. So we will be the best version.
Hell yeah!
Nice. You made it out the hot seat. It wasn't even that hot. You did.
Yeah.
You did really well.
You crushed it. Crushed either way. Nice job.
I work well under pressure.
Apparently. Okay, so I think we're getting ready to wrap up. Before we do our little outro section, I would love to get some exclusive alpha for the listeners of the kitchen. Is there anything you can share with us, either maybe a shipping dates or anything else that you're able to share?
Yeah. So like this is the biggest alpha I can give. We are shipping the device around Q2 2025. That's our goal still. But the biggest alpha is definitely get a PSG1 and get a Player1 NFT. You will have the best experience in terms of getting the most amount of tokens. We'll be able to mint our own token. We are definitely going to the biggest listing partners you can imagine for this. So definitely get behind it. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, finally some real alpha. Shout outs to all the other projects we've brought on, but it's almost like it's like hinting towards alpha. It's like a precursor to alpha, but this was real alpha. Yeah. That's he said biggest listing partners. That should alarm bells. Good. As a meme coin DJ myself, that's cool. No, that's amazing, man. So I think that's it. We're ready for our outro. That's all for today's serving. Jay, thank you for joining us and letting us peek into the PlaySolana Kitchen. You've given us a taste of the future of Web3 gaming. To everyone listening, we hope you're as fired up as we are to see what's next from PlaySolana. Keep following the kitchen as we continue to whip up fresh takes and hot discussions. Until next time, stay hungry, stay curious, and keep kicking up new ideas.